throw off his opponent, or he might just hallucinate Phoenix, as a lot of players often do. Now double Evo Chamber going down outside the natural of Hemlock to get upgrades and provide a little bit of blocking there.
3 Hydras actually pop up. Hydra Roach, such a potent combination off 2 base. And, I think Hemlock his macro job is doing a fantastic job. We do actually see a Robo Bay, like you said, and there will be a timing opportunity right now for Hemlock before Colossus come out.
Yeah, and that is and that's the reason Hydras are so tough sometimes in ZVP, because it is such a short window, because the timing is such that you can really just get a few Hydras out, and it's right around the time when Colossus can be in production. We do see one Colossus already almost out, and now Thermal Lance beginning to research. So those Hydras, really, their time is almost up here in this game, unless the positioning is really tough.
Yeah, Thermal Lance being researched, and Hemlock actually did try to sneak an Overlord and does see the Robo Bay, so we'll be able to counter it. That means he's going to probably stop production, already plopping down immediately the Spire. Perfect timing. He knows he saw the Robo Bay, stopped production of Hydras, went for Spire. Great timing. He does have enough Hydras in his army to do damage against those Stalkers, but pumping out way more Roaches now. Oh my gosh, so many Roaches, like 24, 25, 26 Roaches, and positioning himself on the high ground, on that staging area. That's where he's got to be. Has a choke point, and a very good position. Although Observer does spot his army, so Wichigo is aware of it. I think Wichigo needs to expand, is what he needs to do.
Yeah, he does need to expand. Look at the unit tab. Both players keeping up, though. Wichigo, 52 probes and 56 drones, so despite being on 2 bases, the worker count relatively close, and that's why Wichigo needs to expand, because he's going to mine out at his main in the next few minutes here. As you can see, those minerals starting to dwindle there. And he's going to need to be onto a 3rd base, and right now he's made no move to do that, whereas Hemlock is well established at his 3rd now and is getting that saturated.
Yeah, that's why Wichigo, formidable army, but all his money's being spent. He's actually very few minerals on. He's going to fall back economically. But I think Hemlock, there are 2 things that are going to win him this game, if all things being equal. He has a 3rd base and also his upgrades. He's doing very good with upgrades. Zerg Missile Attack 1, he has Carapace 1 going right now, and he's popping out a couple Corruptors. With those double Evo Chambers, he can do many upgrades, basically like a double Forge for Protoss, and with the 3rd base up, he can definitely pay for that.
Yeah, very true. And now a good choice here from Wichigo, though, getting Blink. With a large number of Corruptors, you want to be able to blink, because you're going to have Corruptors trying to move forward. Corruptors are going to kind of lead the Zerg army going for the Colossus, and it can be great to blink your Stalkers directly underneath those, and of course to deal with Broodlords later in the game, but they do great against Corruptors as well. But I think I saw 10 Corruptors in production, and that is a decent number of Corruptors to deal with.
Yeah, those Stalkers, 3 Stalkers, 3 Colossus, not long for the world. Wichigo does pop down a 3rd Nexus over in the top left-hand corner, kind of hidden away. It's a very smart move for him. He's actually moving out to the staging area. Oh no, a little bit of an engagement. Stalkers out in front. He needs to get those Stalkers underneath those Corruptors and focusing them down. 1 Colossus already taken out, and 2 Corruptors going straight for Colossus. Sentry's actually not doing so much. There goes the Force Field. Force Field is actually not so great. He has no Zealots actually to hammer out those Roaches. 1 Colossus does stay alive till the very end. It is down right now, but did enough damage to take out those Hydras. And I think this battle actually will go to Wichigo right now, because those Corruptors are useless after the Colossi are down, and doing a very good job reinforcing with Stalkers. And all of Hemlock's army is down. He's going to reinforce with 6 Roaches, but he needs to be in a better position. And Blink is just doing a perfect job. He needs to blink. Do a little blink micro. Oh man, his sentry's not microing well enough, and he needs to actually back up and kite these Roaches.
Yeah, and excellent job there by Wichigo. It looked like maybe he was going to lose that battle because of the Corruptors dealing so much damage to those Colossus, but unfortunately Hemlock did not invest enough into his ground army, so his ground army got taken out, and then the Corruptors were kind of just floating there harmlessly, and that's the big issue there. So now remaxed up on Roaches, and still Wichigo in a strong position now. 56 probes and 66 drones, and Wichigo has established a 3rd base in the upper left, and is getting that mining. And oh, look at this, an Overlord just floating up right as I said that.
Overlord speed, very, very useful. Wichigo's army, really, if you look at the army counter, 164-91, Wichigo down right now. He does spawn in a couple of Zealots. He needs a better mix of his army. His backup actually was all Stalkers. He needed a good mix of Stalker Sentry. And actually, when his army moved out, he had no Zealots, which meant those Sentries he had built up all the energy for, his force field placement wasn't optimal. If he had Zealots in the front, and you don't even need the charge, which is Zealots in the front to tank the damage, and good placement of the force fields. The force fields weren't connected. He could have killed all those Roaches much quicker.
Yeah, and then that's the sad thing now, is we're probably not going to see sentries anymore, because once players get to this stage in the game, sentries, they're spending their gas elsewhere. So all those sentries that had cost a lot of gas early in the game and it accumulated all that energy are now gone, and we're probably not going to see a lot more any more force fields or guardian shields because the Protoss player is investing all of his gas into building more Colossus or researching things like charge, as we see Wishigo doing now.
Yeah, I think Colossus actually is probably not the best move. He needs to transition out of that. Use Blink, research charge, and he needs maybe even go for High Templars. He does have a little bit of time right now, buffering time, because there is actually Zerg is just amassing his own army. There's Corruptors, 11 Corruptors are going to take out any Colossus he has. It's going to be such a waste of money. I would say build Immortals, get a couple Observers out there, and upgrade. He needs double Forge right now, which I don't think he has.
Yeah, and Zerg player double expanding now at the gold and in the bottom right position, so Hemlock just very comfortable. And considering the size of this map, when he first started moving forward with these creep tumors, I thought he was a fool for trying such an endeavor to spread creep across this map, but he's doing a darn good job here. Creep now up halfway through the map and spreading around all of these different channels here, so he's really going to have a good vision of the Protoss as he moves around this map, really kind of stifling Wishigo.
This is really the strength of Zerg, their mobility. Once they expand, they're all over the place. Protoss is forced to, he's basically only mining off 2 base right now. A ton of extra probes at his home base, but he's forced to put down these photon cannons. It's a lot of money wasted. Each of those could be a stalker. His army, it's respectable, but it's just not upgraded enough. If you look at it over on Zerg side, you have Carapace 2, and you have Ventral Sacs actually being researched right now. Also, Greater Spire, so wouldn't be surprised. Here goes an engagement, actually, and this could not be very good. One Colossus goes down, second one, the Mortal actually trapped in the back, and it's just Stalkers right now versus Roaches. And Stalker and Roaches, if they're not blink well enough, they will be destroyed. He blinks them all at once, which is a mistake, and actually 2 Mortals have to run away. One goes down, and it's just a few Stalkers now, just about 15 Stalkers and 1 Immortal. That is not going to look good.
No, and now
Wishigo in the long run.
Just mining out of his main base, he's got a ton of idle probes now. His natural closing in on being mined out as well, as that's heavily saturated too. So he's just got this third base essentially mining with not optimal number of probes yet either, so he's really just in a tough spot. And now Hemlock loaded up some Overlords, and he's just going to go and drop and harass this third base, and it's so far away that the Protoss army is going to be really caught out of position here at some point, and then I think the Zerg player is going to have a really good opportunity coming up here in the next few minutes.
Yeah, even though Wishigo put down those photon cannons, they're not covering well enough that Hemlock will be threatened. He can just plop down, oh my gosh, all these probes are going to die so soon. You're talking about 12 Roaches going to pop down, and really, with that Greater Spire coming up, we're going to see Broodlords, these Corruptors that will transition to Broodlords, and that's going to be it. Broodlords destroy a Protoss army.
That they do. Blink can stop them, but there's just not enough Stalkers for that. And now a few Stalkers do warp in to deal with these Roaches, but there's even more Roaches. The Protoss army has arrived, and that was all the Zerg wanted. Now he's got the Zerg army, the Protoss army, where he wants. Yeah,
he needs to actually blink those Stalkers forward so they're not stuck. And those Roaches pretty much doing nothing. And it was a perfect, actually a rear counterattack. Protoss, which goes trapped in his base, but Hemlock does move out with his formidable-sized army. It's 193, maxed out. It's 148. Hemlock actually going for the natural, hitting those 2 gateways and pylons. Oh no, this is not going to look good for Wishigo. Only 1 Colossus. Those Corruptors going straight for Colossus. Colossus shields are down, and the Stalkers are actually have a good surround over these Roaches, and Immortal in the background do some good job. But we see 3 cocoons for the Broodlords, and these Stalkers need to take out the Roaches. They're not going to be able to do so. The Immortals does well. I think he might survive, but once the Broodlords spawn, that's it. And there they go.
Really tough. And the Hydras are doing too much. +2 attack. He does have +3. Wishigo has +3 attack. That really got him through there. But now +3 attack finishing for the Zerg player, and he's already maxed out once again, 195 to 200. So he's just right back in it with those Broodlords now getting focused down. There's still a huge stream of Roaches now just plowing across the map with +3 attack finishing up just moments ago.
Yeah, this is just the macro advantage, and which goes types in the GG, and that will be this game. Very good job to Hemlock. He did perfect transitions. He went for Ling then Roach. He got the right upgrades for a Roach, and then he went for a couple Hydralisks, saw the Robo Bay, switch immediately to Spire, get those Corruptors out, and those Colossus were incredibly effective in that battle.
I agree. I agree.
And Protoss, very tough, because as you're playing Protoss, you really have to go 2 out of the 3 big tech trees. You have to go Robo Bay, because you need the Observer, and you want to test out the Colossus, or you're going to go Immortal, and then you have to do Twilight Council, because you need to get the Blink, and possibly charge against Zerg. And he spread a little too thin. He even had the Templar Archives down, but he didn't even have a chance to research the Psystorm because he just didn't have enough money.
Yeah, I think Psystorm would have just come too little too late with the number of bases he was on. Not to mention he didn't have Kaidaran, so he would have been really just stretched.
Yep, absolutely. So now it looks like we're going to move on to Hemlock and Will. Hopefully Hemlock can send us an invite. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Sweet.
Will and Hemlock there. He said 1 minute from Will. I'll take a quick restroom break, and we'll be back in just a second, guys.
Alrighty, I won't eat part of my pizza.
Go for it.
Oh, are we not casting the Will Hemlock game?
No, I'd like to cast that one, so let's see if we can figure out where that is. I just got invited to something else.
Yeah. Hemlock might need a second. He's waiting on an invite.
Yeah, I think they were hoping for us to make the map. I'm not sure what map they're up to yet. All right.
Yeah, it looks like both these players are actually Diamond, high level, top 8 in their division, and cannot wait. See if I can get moved down to the spectators.
Well, put this to you, Norm. We also could cast Cryptic and Shib. They're both master players, and then we have Will and Hemlock.
Well, Will and Hemlock is the semifinals, so I'd like to cast that one.
Yeah, let's. If that's the case, then that's absolutely. Let's do that.
Yeah, as much as I want to check out Cryptic's game, and hope that he does well. Because I want to see that rematch. This is the semifinals.
That's true. Yeah, I hadn't realized we were at that point in the bracket, so absolutely we'll cast that. And let's see if we can figure out where Hemlock is. I think Hemlock must be AFK for now or something. We'll see if we can catch him. There he is. Whoops. Silly overlay.
Here we go. Countdown's begun.
Alright, countdown beginning, yes. Tal'Darim Altar is the map. Will's going to be the red Protoss against Hemlock, the pink Zerg. We just saw Hemlock play a good game against Washigo, where he macroed up very well. And let's see if Will's able to contain that.
Alright, here we go. I'm very interested in Will's playstyle. He obviously a follower of Day 9, so he has a good theory.
Agreed. I agree with you completely on that one, having watched him play today.
So the last game we saw Will playing also was in this same map, Tal'Darim Altar, correct?
That was Crossfire we were just on.
Ah, Crossfire. Okay.
Or, well...
The last time we saw Will
might have been... Yes, yeah, Will might have been Tal'Darim, so yeah. we are back on a map where we can actually use our cool overlays and all that fun stuff. So I'll bring that right up. I love
That's
that.
right. Okay, it's a good animation too.
Yep, very slick. And now also we see that population in the army tab for both players at all times now. That's always nice. And Will immediately